how I got into filmmaking is kind of a long story, but I'll abbreviate it here a little bit. Is I got into haunted houses because I really loved watching movies on VHS and stuff like that. And nowadays, technology's so easy, you could use a phone to film something. But when I was young, there was nothing like that. And if you didn't have a video camera of some sort, you really couldn't do that kind of stuff. So that led me to haunted houses. And in haunted houses, I could kind of stage mini movies. You know, decorate the sets, make cool monsters, cool characters, and this and that. And that kind of started that thing. And then when I got into my 20s, I figured it'd be cool just to get my foot in the door at a TV station. So as there again, technology was a little lacking back then. There wasn't computers doing editing and stuff. So what I did was got a job at a TV station and started directing news of all things. And I moved over to creative service. And that taught me to, write scripts, be it for car commercials or whatever. But, to start producing scripts and producing shows and newscasts and news promos and any kind of commercial you could think of. And that's what got my foot in the door with the filmmaking. But then I thought, well, how can I break into the business? And that's when I did my first short. It was a fake trailer for Circus of the Dead when Grindhouse come out with Tarantino and Rodriguez. And I did one called Circa de la Muerte, which is Circus of the Dead. And I think we shot it in like 3 or 4 days and edited it in 3 or 4 days, and we were done. But that gave me the confidence to try with the short. So next I did a short called Doll Boy. And then Doll Boy, I put it into, I had one of my friends saying, me personally, I hated it. But when I had one of my friends see it, they said, hey, this is pretty good. You should put it into some film festivals. I said, man, that shit ain't going to fly. Nobody's going to watch this. Well, people liked it, and it got into Texas Frightmare Weekend, and then that just kind of blew up then. So getting it out there started getting my name out and stuff like that, and that got me to my feature. And that's kind of how I did. But it's before you can start anything, I mean, you could think about it all you want, but you better get those feet wet and start somewhere. You got to, what do they say? You got to crawl before you walk and walk before you run. My first film project, I would probably officially count Doll Boy as a short. It's like a 26-minute short. And he's a character out of my Circus of the Dead universe. But I did that because I was really afraid to do a feature length. I was paying for everything out of my pocket and everything. And I probably did that, I think it was 2009. And I was working for a TV station. And I used a Betacam SP camera. We had some friends all come and other cameramen that worked for the TV station. And we just spent our weekends making this horror movie called Doll Boy in this abandoned building. And never had any idea it was going to take off like it did and all, but I guess, even though I've always hated it, but I guess I'm my own worst critic, but everybody else seemed to love it and stuff. And that's how that got started, though. But I wanted to do a short first before I tackled the feature. I guess I've officially been in the film business, I could say, since probably 2009. So a little over a decade. Before that, though, I cut my chops doing TV commercials and local news promotions and stuff like that. But officially, the horror business is probably a decade, and I've hit a lot of film festivals, horror conventions, and all that. And I recommend people doing that like crazy too, and just getting out there and meeting people and shaking hands and all that kind of stuff. And that's how you just you get out there and mingle. If you get out there and mingle, you'll learn something. There's a blues musician, Buddy Guy, who I love to death. And he always says, I hear him always say it in his concerts, he goes, if you shut the fuck up for a minute and listen, you might learn something. So that's what I always try to do is, from any time a friend tells me something or whatever, I try to take it all in. I'll watch their movies and stuff too, and try to learn from everything that I see in life. Now currently, I'm making a horror western called Cowboys from Hell. And the first thing you'll say is, Cowboys from Hell, that's Pantera. Well, it is Pantera. I love Pantera, and I'm from Texas, and this is an homage to just loving Texas. But this is an actual Western horror movie. Think True Grit and Evil Dead. Period pieces may be a little harder to pull off and stuff because you can't go borrow your mom's sofa or anything. And you got to find horses or whatever. But I'm looking forward to the challenge. It's a really cool script, and I got some big stars coming in to help me with this stuff too, so I'm really excited about it. So keep an eye out for Cowboys from Hell coming your way. Here's my advice. I get asked all the time, Bloody Bill, what do I do to get in the film industry and make horror movies myself? I say make a fake trailer, okay? A, they're fun, and B, it's such a short thing you could probably get them done in less than a week. But what you do on that is you're going to a bunch of different locations because you're just getting shots. But you don't need these long acting parts and all this kind of stuff. You just need sound bites, the sound bites or little hits and stuff here and there. And what that's doing is getting you better on your shooting, focusing, lighting, audio, all this kind of stuff. So just watch a bunch of trailers. I recommend Grindhouse trailers because they're so much fun. And then just try to start making your own. Come up with a monster, come up with a little theme of the movie, and then do that. And even sometimes then those get so good, then you can say, hey, I'm going to take this and do a short. And then you move up to a 10 or 20 minute short, and you say, hey, went pretty good, so now I'm ready for a feature. So what I would tell anybody is, if you're new and green, don't run right off with the feature. Just you got to get your feet wet somewhere. So start off with a fake horror movie trailer, and then show it to some of your peers who you respect or something, and get some feedback on it. And if you find a really good circle of friends or brothers or whatever in this industry, they will give you good positive feedback, But have thick skin, I personally hate all my stuff, and I think it all sucks. But you got to listen to a variety of people and see what they think. You can find me anywhere on the internet. Just look up Bloody Bill. I'm at bloodybill.com. I'm on YouTube under Bloody Bill, on Facebook at Bloody Bill, and Instagram as Bloody Bill.